You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm thy friendship. Oh,
you know what time it is. I'm brawl with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. Yeah, you know what time it is. Come brawl with them boys of the fall. Covered in gray and scarlet, massive, stiff arms to your jaw. We breaking it. We sick of seeing you clowns with the crown. We taking it.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin, and I had to hop on here tonight, man, because got some exciting, stunning things going on with Ohio State football right now. It's something that us Ohio State fans, we've been waiting for a long time, I think, for this change to happen. And that change is happening on the offensive line. And it starts with Ryan Day. It starts with Ryan Day and the moves that he is making. And I'm going to get into that and get into the impact of that here in this video. But if you could for me, take a second, man, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share this on your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook. Y'all have been amazing in helping this channel grow. We appreciate the heck out of you. We're a fan channel, man, so we do this for y'all, and we appreciate any participation. So, I want to start off with, obviously, so Justin Fry left, right? Justin Fry leaves, and Ryan Day has to scramble around and find somebody. He goes out and he gets Tyler Bowen, right? The offensive coordinator at Virginia Tech. And what we find out about him is he is an elite recruiter. And a lot of people were questioning, oh my gosh, well, the dude hasn't been an offensive line coach since 2017. So where's the development going to come in at? Well, I'm going to dive into his elite recruiting and show you how elite he is. But I want to hit on the development thing first. Okay, so move number one that Ryan Day did, hire Tyler Bowman. That covers the recruiting for the offensive line, because we know that was an area that Justin Fry did not enjoy doing, and he was not good at it. There's no way around it. That's just the truth of the matter. He frustrated us fans an awful lot. He was lazy about it. He was arrogant about it, but he was an elite developer. So he made up in that area. So we have the recruiting aspect covered. So what are we going to do for the development side? Move number two that Ryan Day made to change the offensive line perspective here at Ohio State. Met with LaCharles Bentley, okay? And we're still waiting to hear what that's going to look like, but I don't think it's going to look like an official position for LaCharles Bentley. Now, essentially, we all know who LaCharles Bentley is. Essentially, what happened was there wasn't a good relationship there. So you saw LaCharles Bentley going around and helping schools like Oregon and Missouri and going to different schools, because that's the business that he has. He helps offensive linemen, and schools pay him to come in and train them for a couple days. Well, he offered Ohio State to do that for free. Make a long story short, Justin Fry said, nah, man, I don't want you touching my offensive line. So bad taste in the mouth. Well, I believe that Ryan Day has rectified that relationship. We've recently seen LaCharles Bentley helping our future center and captain, I believe, and leader of the offensive line, I believe, Carson Hinsman. So I believe that's the role that Charles Bentley's going to have here at Ohio State, is he's going to be helping. We're going to see him coming in every once in a while, helping specific players and helping the group and all. So that's move number two. Boss move, man. It's amazing to get a past Buckeye back in the building. He loves the Blocko, man. He played for us, so that's what he's passionate about. So that's a huge step towards development. Step number three, man. Ryan Day, doing boss moves, man. He went out and he hired Charlie Dickey, Marcus Johnson, and Wendy Larrant as senior analysts here. Now, why is that important to the offensive line? Because Charlie Dickey was the offensive line coach at Washington, Utah, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State. Okay. He had multiple all Big 12 offensive lineman when he was there. He's known by several recruits around the country, believe it or not. Good relationship builder, good developer, and just another mind to have in that offensive line room to surround our players, because the trenches and the offensive line, man, that's like the heartbeat of the offense. So Marcus Johnson was in the NFL from 2005 to 2009, so not really that long ago, and became a coach, an offensive line coach. In 2018, he was the offensive line coach at Mississippi State, where they ranked second in the SEC for rushing yards. They averaged 223 yards per game and 5.7 yards per carry. The center that he had in 2018, he developed into a second round pick in the NFL, a center. Then from 2020 to 2022, he was the offensive line coach at Missouri. Missouri has been known to have a pretty decent offensive line. And 2023, last year, he was the offensive line coach at Purdue, now here at Ohio State, giving that offensive line room yet another mind that is going to be focused on developing the offensive line. And finally, Wendy Larrant was an offensive lineman at Penn State from 2012 to 2016. In 2019, he was the assistant O-line coach at Buffalo, which was in the like football bowl division. But while he was the O-line assistant coach there, they had a top 10 rushing attack on that team, averaging over 250 yards per game. So that is 3. And if you include LaCharles Bentley, 4 offensive line people specifically that's going to be contributing and helping Tyler Bowen with this offensive line unit. So we got the recruiting covered, which I'm about to dive into right now with Tyler Bowen. You're about to see what I'm talking about. You guys are going to be thrilled when you hear the work that he is doing. And then now we've got the development side of it covered with at least a lot of minds. It's yet to be determined how good they're going to work together in the whole 9 yards. But again, I trust Ryan Day, man. He vetted these people. He interviewed them. He's got a coaching tree a mile long. So he's probably asked other people about them as well. So onto the recruiting side of things. So before with Justin Fry, we knew that, well, it wasn't known. There was always this argument, hey, yo, what's going on? You know what I mean? Why do we, and the big thing was, why don't we offer more people? Okay. And it was always an argument of saying, Justin Fry said he wants to build closer relationships with these people, right? And really focus in on them. The problem with that is it did not work. Okay. It didn't work. Justin Fry, he just didn't like it, man. There's no way around it. Okay. And then there was that argument, well, hey, there's no point in offering more people if you don't build those relationships. But, you know, I was always of the opinion, hey, man, we got to cast a wider net with our offensive line recruiting, right? Offensive line is the most difficult position to recruit because it's the most difficult position to project. You never really know what players out of high school are going to turn in the first, second round or even NFL linemen. Okay. So that's the hard part about it. Well, Tyler Bowen has a history of very good, what's the word I'm looking for? Being able to sniff out talent at the high school level. So he's got a history there. And we're seeing now that he is going to cast a way wider net because Justin Fry had 24 offers out for Ohio State already in the 26 class. Well, Tyler Bowen has been the offensive line coach at Ohio State for what has it been, like a week now? He's already offered one more. So we got 25 offers now. And he has personally reached out to over 20 prospects. Let me get my notes here. I did a little bit of research. I don't know if you can tell. So He's reached out to over 20 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 of them are brand new. Never heard from Ohio State. Justin Fry never reached out to him. And they were big-time recruits. They're big-time recruits in Virginia and, areas that were like, yo, what the heck? Why are we not reaching out to these guys? They're closer to us in an area that we should be recruiting in. And we always wondered that. Why we see Scum and Penn State in on these offensive linemen that we don't even offer? That's always been the question. Well, that's changing. Okay, so I'm going to get into the list of people that Tyler Bowen. Now, I did a lot of research prior, and I got done with my research, and I got on to Letterman Row, and Mick Walker put out an article about the same thing that I was sitting here doing all this writing on. So essentially, he did an article on this right here, right after I got done writing all this down. So I got both these to look at, but shout out Mick Walker over there on Letterman Row. Go check his stuff out. So who has Tyler Bowen reached out to already? And what is it? Like I said, I don't know the exact time, but let's call it a week of being the offensive line coach. Well, he reached out to Jackson Cantwell. He already had an offer here at Ohio State, but he reached out. Ryan Day, that was the first person that Ryan Day went to see in the 2026 class was Jackson Cantwell, the 6'7", 305-pounder from Missouri. I don't know where he's from. What's MO? This is bad, man. Whatever MO is, whatever the state MO is, that's where he's from. 6'7", 305 pounds. He is the number one tackle and the number one player on most recruiting sites. So he's building that relationship. He is going to take an official visit here. Second person that Bowen has already reached out to, Felix Ojo. We had him on our show. Ohio State sits at number 2. Texas sits at number 1. He will be taking an official visit. He is 6'7", 274 pounds. He's a top 3 tackle in the class. So Bowen building that relationship as well. The third tackle was from North Carolina, Akeen Okboko. Dude, I'm so sorry, man. I should have practiced these names first, but I did. He's the 52nd overall prospect, the number 6 offensive tackle in the class. He is 6'6", 285. So already reaching out there. He does not hold an offer from Ohio State, but I highly expect that to change. Next one, 4 stars, Samuel Rosenborough, 6'5", 206. Oh, wow, tiny dude. He's a number 9 offensive tackle, 106 overall rated player from Florida. To reach out to him, already had an offer from Ohio. Justin Fry already offered him, so he's reaching out, building that relationship. Next one, an Idaho tackle, Kevin Abbott, the number 11 tackle in the class, 6'5", 265. Miami Trace offensive tackle, Adam Guthrie, reached out to him, 6'7", 280 pounds, the number 12, ranked the number 12 offensive tackle in the class. This one's very interesting. I'm very excited to see what Tyler Bowen can do here because Adam Guthrie and Justin Fry did not click. Took a long time for him to get his offer. We were essentially the last big school, unfortunately, to offer Adam Guthrie. In my opinion, it was not very smart on our part. So because of that, there's a lot of ground to make up here, if I'm going to be real with you. A lot of ground. Grew up an Ohio State fan, lives 40 minutes from the stadium. I mean, came and camped several times to try to get that offer, and for some reason, Justin Fry wasn't having it. I don't understand it because I think he is the best prospect in the state of Ohio for offensive linemen. That's where I'm at with it. There was recently an RPM pick for him to Ohio State. That's recently been switched to Clemson. Clemson is the leader right now, but we'll see what Bowen can do coming in and taking over the recruiting now. Sam Greer. Another Ohio tackle, 6'8", 290. A lot of potential, man. He's further ahead, I would say, right now than Adam Guthrie, but we'll see what happens there. Bowen reaching out to him. We're in a pretty good spot for Sam Greer right now, and I'm excited for Bowen to get a relationship there. Another big-time one that you might want to keep your eyes on for, we're going to have him on our show on Sunday, is Evan Goodwin out of Arkansas, 6'7", 300 pounds. Bowen, that was his offer. That was his first offer that he made for Ohio State, was him. Goodwin said he was shocked to get the offer, thrilled, excited. We're going to be on his list for official visits. It's going to happen. So excited to see where that goes. The next one's California, Vlad Dikonov, something like that. 6'7", 270 pounds. JB Shabazz, 6'6", 280. Out of North Carolina. Aaron Thompson, 6'6", 274, out of Arizona. Ben Cognan, Ohio. I want this kid in the class, man. 6'8", 285. He's a wrestler. He's a big-time wrestler. He is good, too. Go watch this kid. This kid has elite hands, a lot of power in his hands. So I expect him to rise up. He's now up to like 26 Division I offers. Ohio State has not offered him yet. I hope we do. Bowen reaching out to him. You'll notice there a lot of these recruits that Bowen's reaching out to. He's reaching out to the elite ones and the not elite ones, according to recruiting services. But I love that. The net that is being casted right now is super wide, and I love it, man. You need bodies, man. There's 5 offensive linemen that play. It's the largest position group on a team. So you better have more people in your recruiting classes on the offensive line than any other position group. That hasn't been the case. We've had more receivers being recruited than offensive linemen, and that's not okay. Laundry Breed, 6'5", 275. Another one out of Ohio, another Ohio lineman. So that's 4 tackle prospects that Bowen has reached out to already in the state of Ohio. Now let's transition over to interior offensive lineman. P.J. Dean, 6'3", 300 pounds, the number 2 interior offensive lineman out of North Carolina. Reached out to him already. He did not have an offer from Ohio State. Not offered from Ohio State. Let me go back up here real fast. So Laundry Breed from Ohio, no offer. Ben Cognan, no offer. Aaron Thompson, no offer. JB Shabazz, no. Yep, he already was offered. Vlad, no offer. Evan Goodwin, he's offered now, but didn't have an offer. So there's six new ones already, tackles that were not offered or contacted by Justin Fry that Bowen has reached out to. P.J. Dean, another new one, add it to the list. That's 7. Darius Gray already had an offer. We were already ahead on his recruitment. He put out a list that did not include Ohio State, but we're getting an offer. He's a 5-star. He's the number 3 interior offensive lineman from Virginia. Loves Tyler Bowen. Excited to see what we can do there. On that note, I want to mention something. I don't know how many times I have said on 3 is a joke, but here's some proof for you, right? So Darius Gray has always been connected with Ohio State. We've been in on his recruitment the whole time. And On 3 puts out his official visit list and leaves Ohio State off of it, knowing that, in fact, they're getting one, okay? So there's number 1. Number 2, Derek Cooper, running back from Shamadad Madad, I believe, Ohio State has always been top on his list, right? He's always said he's going to take a visit here, yet On 3 puts out a big article talking about where he's going to take his visits, and guess who they leave out? Ohio State, okay? And guess what? He's taken an official visit to Ohio State. So this isn't a homer take, but the big ups at On 3, they do not like Ohio State. It is the most obvious thing on the face of the earth. Hey, peeps over at On 3, step your game up at hiding how much you hate Ohio State just a little bit better. You got to do better, man. You're making it very obvious. Okay. To Darius Gray, already had an offer. Micah Smith already had an offer. RPM pick for Ohio State before, 6'6", 300 pounds. Got him as interior, but I think Ohio State's recruiting him as a tackle. Keep your eye out there. Fry had a great relationship with him. Bowen has already reached out yet again. Max Riley, same thing. Max Riley is 6'4", 265, but I believe his dad's like 6'7", 6'8". So I don't think he's done growing yet. I like him for Ohio State before Bowen. I like him even more now. Bowen's reached out already. Carter Scruggs, Virginia, 6'3", 290, the number 10 interior offensive lineman. No offer from Ohio State. Never reached out to him. Bowen reached out immediately. Bowen offered him at Virginia Tech. He's going to get an offer from Ohio State. It's going to happen. He will visit. Zayden Crimpton, 6'5", 255. Did not have an offer from Ohio State. Bowen has reached out to him from Texas. Bowen's really hitting Texas pretty hard, by the way, so keep an eye on that. Grant Wise, 6'3", 300 pounds, out of Florida. Already had an offer. Fry already offered him, but reaching back out again. Breck College, 6'5", 295, out of Florida. Did not have an offer. And he's the number 255 player overall, number 18 ranked interior offensive lineman. Bowen's reaching out there. Dejon Moore already had an offer. He's from Texas. He's the number 18 interior offensive lineman. Drew Evers from Texas already had an offer. Yep, from Ohio State. This is one I would keep an eye on too. Drew recently said he'll be taking a visit to Ohio State. Really good prospect. So that's it. So we have a total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's what I thought. We have a total of 17 new linemen that Bowen has reached out to that were not previously in contact with Ohio State nor offered or anything like that. So the net that is being casted is way wider, and I love it. You go listen. Like he recruited, Tyler Warren went to Penn State because of Tyler Bowen, okay, and several other elite linemen at Penn State. Several recruits that have already been in contact with him has stated that he's just super easy to talk to, very relatable. So I would put him in the category of an elite relationship builder, and he clearly puts that work in. He's been here for about a week, and he's already reached out to more people than Justin Fry did in his entire time here for the class of 2026. Okay, so I'm excited to see what he does with these offensive linemen out of the state of Ohio. I actually have a couple more that he's reached out to that were not on the list. Yeah, I do. So there was a couple not on that list from On3, but Bowen has also reached out to Claude, cannot pronounce his last name. He's from Illinois, 6'8", 260. He's the number 5 offensive tackle in the class. He's going to take a visit to Ohio State. Bowen reached out to him, so that actually makes 18. Pauletti Primus, 6'4", 275 from Texas. Bowen reached out. He's going to visit Ohio State. Oliver Miller, I already mentioned. Another Ohio lineman, Mason Wilhelm, Bowen has reached out to. Mason has visited Ohio State multiple times already. He's in more of an interior offensive lineman, but he is growing. He's shooting up the list, so keep an eye on him. So there's 4 tackle prospects in the state of Ohio and 2 interior. Well, really 3. Will Conroy's another one, but that's one us Buckeye fans have been waiting to hear from, because it's well known that as long as Justin Fry was here, we did not stand a chance for Will Conroy. He's a center. But I have not heard that Bowen has reached out to him. So not sure what's going on there yet. But either way, man, I love where this is going. This is a complete change in the old idea and an old way of O-line recruiting led by Justin Fry. That old way's gone. Boom, we're back in the new way, man. We're finally caught up to the rest of the nation. All these schools that you see signing these offensive line, these good offensive line classes, this is what they did, man. They casted a very, very wide net. They showed kids, hey, man, we're interested. So I like the strategy. Now, on that note, for all you haters, I just got to say this. Trust me, I understand it doesn't matter what the recruiting services say about a recruit. But for the most part, I'm the leader on that board. I do not pay attention to stars, rankings, and all that. I don't care about that. But still, you got to at least have the bodies, okay? Signing 3 offensive linemen in a class is nowhere near what is needed. Not even close, man. Okay. So you got to sign more than 3. All right. So that's where we're at. It's not a secret that something had to change. Obviously, Ryan Day was well aware that something had to change because what did he do? What was his number one priority? It's what he said and has always said is that if you're going to be one of the 10 countable coaches, your number one job is recruiting. That's number one. Okay, he's always said that. So that's what he did. He went out and he got an offensive line coach that he believes and that is an elite recruiter, backed him up with a lot of help as far as analysts and stuff that have experience coaching the offensive line. And Bowen is absolutely knocking it out of the park right now for offensive line recruits. Apologize. That was a lot of names. That was a lot of information. It's just, I wanted to give you guys like the information that I have on why I'm so excited about Tyler Bowen and the direction of Ohio State in the offensive line recruiting and as far as on the field goes. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do, man. Back to O-line U, baby. Ohio State going to be wide receiver U, QB U, tight end U, running back U, O-line U, D end U, D tackle U, safety U, cornerback U, linebacker U. So we're there on all that. Okay. Now we just need to be punter and kicker U. So we'll get there. Maybe a little bit of a homer take there, but I'm a freaking homer, man. We natty champs, baby. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Go Buckeyes. OH. Ohio.